Hello, my name is Sylvia Carolina Parker. I am here to present to you my capstone project. The title of my project is Using Teacher-Made Videos to Differentiate and Maximize Instruction. First of all, I would like to give you an overview about myself and of Minor Elementary. Minor Elementary is a school in Gwinnett County. I have taught there for the last 7 years. I have taught 3rd grade for 1 year, 4th grade for 4 years, and the last 2 years I was the science/STEM specialist at my school. Here in this graph, I wanted to show you a little bit more about our students and about who they are and where they come from. The majority of my students is of Hispanic heritage, 53% Hispanic. As you can see, we have a good percentage of African American students and of Asian students as well. Our percentage of free and reduced lunch is 86, so we are definitely a Title I school. 12% of our students have been identified with a learning disability, and 54% of our students are English language learners. So we are a very diverse school. The problem that I wanted to address in this capstone project is the lack of scaffolding opportunities the students receive in the classroom. That is, the students are not always receiving instruction that is tailored to their needs, and that was a concern of mine. I came upon this problem based on the analysis of milestones data. As you can see in both of these graphs, you can see that the majority of our students for reading fall into the beginning category. That means they're not doing too well on the test. For math, the majority of students fall into the developing category, which is an improvement, but is still not optimal performance. Same here for science and social studies. As you can see, the students are overly represented into the beginning category and very little representation or amount of students in the distinguished category. And to see this is worrisome because I believe the students are capable of learning. They are extremely resilient. They're extremely positive. They're strong students who are not always receiving enough support at home. Therefore, I wanted to create something that will help them while in school to decrease the technology gap. I just really wanted to reach them at school as much as I could. So I came upon with a few objectives for this project. For the first one, students will improve their technology skills by incorporating technology in the K-5 classroom. The second was that students will improve their problem-solving skills through the use of self-directed activities. Students will improve their ability to work collaboratively with peers, and that teachers will increase their ability to create and implement teacher-made videos in their classroom to deliver instruction. The way I would like to deliver this was to create online learning modules to deliver instruction and present learning activities. Create self-directed learning activities based on science standards. Create peer and self-assessment surveys for students to monitor their work and structure lessons based on collaborative work in order to help students learn how to work together. Last one was to provide staff development opportunities on how to use online resources, tools, and technology available to create teacher-made videos and how to implement them in the classroom. So my plan was, I wanted to create as many videos to include in online learning modules about science concepts in order to differentiate and maximize instruction. The videos include several topics the students had to learn based on their grade level. So they included life science, earth science, and physical science, depending on what they're learning. And also, I wanted to provide staff development opportunities for teachers. Teachers receive a workshop on the Flip Model Classroom and on how to use Screencast-O-Matic to create teacher-made videos. Now, I want to say something about the online learning modules. I structured my classroom in a way that the students were always working into groups, at least 2 or 3 members in each group, and that the students would work on online learning modules that I had created about science. Well, I worked with small groups in literacy. I wanted to help as many students through science learn about literacy, important concepts, because I thought that was a great foundation and that would be my best way to contribute to improving their level of reading and of science and of math if it applied. Now, the way I evaluated this project was through teacher surveys, student surveys, and district assessment scores in science. The students improved in their district assessment scores from the pre-test to the post-test. That meant learning took place. So that was extremely encouraging. I started this project by providing the teachers with a technology survey. The survey consisted of 10 questions listed here, and I will discuss the 4 that I thought were the most important when it comes to the views the teachers had about technology integration. Now, for question number 2, the amount of technology devices in my classroom is adequate for successful technology integration. The majority of the teachers said that they agreed with this statement, that they had enough devices. I thought that this response was extremely important since teachers have very different opinions about the technology devices they have at their disposal. This is very important since it might be the reason why they are not using technology. Because, as you can see in the survey, the disagree and the strongly disagree are very high percentages. So I knew that they were probably not feeling comfortable or they didn't know a way to use technology more efficiently. Now, the second question that I wanted to analyze was this one. I can successfully create instructional modules and activities on eClass that address the needs of all my students. eClass is the online learning system for Gwinnett County Public Schools. As you can see in this response, 46.2% agreed that they had enough knowledge about how to do this. But again, and the disagree and the neutral are very high percentages. So this told me that the teachers needed staff development in order to feel more confident about technology integration. Now, when it comes to this one, I need more staff development and technology integration in order to use eClass more frequently in my classroom. This was no surprise. Many of them agreed. Several of them disagreed, though. So then again, it depends on each teacher and how they felt or how they have figured out how to use eClass and technology in their classroom overall. I consider myself well prepared on creating student-centered activities that successfully integrate technology. I think this response is extremely eye-opening as well because many of them said they agreed, but a larger percentage said that they were neutral about it, which told me that they probably did not have enough knowledge about how to go about integrating technology in their classroom. Now, when it comes to the staff development piece I did for teachers, I created a website and I hosted a 1-hour workshop for teachers to walk into my classroom and to learn a little bit more about Screencast-O-Matic, how to flip the classroom, how to integrate that model. But I wanted to emphasize to them that I wanted them to do this within their classroom. Why? Because the students don't have a lot of resources outside their classroom, and I just didn't want to make the students feel uncomfortable or not able to access the material. So I wanted them to structure the way I did it in my science classroom within the school hours so they can all benefit equally. So this was a website that was created for them. They had the option to attend the workshop or to look at the website at their leisure time. Here's a sample of the structure of an activity. Again, in the science classroom, I had the students for 5 days only at a time. And they had an hour to complete, each day to complete this. So I wanted to, the activities were open to them for as long as they wanted to, but I wanted them to at least get them started while they were in the classroom. So this is an example of a 4th grade activity. The students had to watch a couple of videos or read information about rotation and revolution. And then they had to write answers to questions about this and what they meant to them. So they completed a Padlet for this particular example. In this video, I am not going to show you to you in this presentation, but I have provided the link. I provide instructions to 1st graders on how to complete a project about the needs of plants and animals. This was probably my first video that I created for this, so it is not the best, but I just wanted to show how easily it can be done, and how basic it is. Now, I emphasize to the students throughout the video that they can re-watch the video as many times to remember what to do. Again, I wanted to make myself available to students even if I wasn't there with them. I wanted to be present virtually. And I know that that benefited them because they worked on the activities, I was working with a small group. Now, I also created 2 surveys for students to complete. This was based on a 5th grade unit that I did on weathering and erosion. There were 5 questions they had to complete. And here is one of the ones that I decided to analyze. I wish I had more time to complete the activities for this module. This is no surprise to me. As I said, the students had very little time to complete within the classroom. Like, again, they had time to complete outside, but most of the work had to be done in the classroom since I knew that they had the resources and the support they needed at school. So, not surprised that they wanted more time. Besides, when the students do projects and experiments, they want to have more time to do it again or discuss it further with their peers. I also created a peer assessment survey just to see how the students were getting along. It was very important for me to see how well they were about keeping track, how organized they were on how they were going to do the work and all that. So from this was also for 5th grade. The students had to answer this in groups of 3. So it's 1 being the least, 5 being the most. So they thought they collaborated for the most part, but a few of them felt that they probably stayed off task or things like that. So this was a great way for me to talk to them about what they can do better to get the work done on time, but also to make sure that everybody's included. So this was the feedback piece that I could provide to them, whether then it was while they completed the survey, right after they completed the survey, or the next time I'll see them in the classroom. Reflecting upon the project, I think the students benefited from rigorous and engaging learning activities. And I think the teachers were interested in finding out more about the flipped and blended learning modules and how to use screencast-o-matic in their classroom. I think the students benefited because science, first of all, is interesting to them. They like it, but they also enjoyed, especially the upper grades, enjoyed having the freedom to work at their own pace. And they also enjoyed being in control of their learning. I thought that was extremely empowering to them. In regards to my personal reflection and what I thought about this project, it was a lot of planning required to create all instructional materials and resources for the modules. I was constantly changing the videos, re-editing the videos. Sometimes the quality of the videos wasn't great because of time, but as long as the students understood what they had to do, I was satisfied. I had to become an expert in science and technology standards. I was already an expert in the science standards since I had taught this a couple years now, and I really wanted to integrate and use technology in a way that will enrich learning, not as a kill and drill, but as a way to expand learning. Something that was out of my comfort zone was definitely delivering instructional coaching to teachers. And I was happy to differentiate instruction through the use of research-based teaching strategies, a lot of modeling, a lot of drawing. I allowed a lot of things for the students to do and create higher order thinking activities, which I think I did. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the project and the way it turned out, but I had to have a good attitude throughout the project in order to make it successful. Several resources were used for this capstone project. Among the most widely used were the screencast, Google Forms, Google Docs, Microsoft Office, Paint, YouTube, Vimeo board, and eClass, which was crucial to deliver the instruction to the students. I couldn't have done it without it, and I think it worked great, and I think the students have a good grasp on how to use eClass, and I think the teachers feel more empowered to use eClass and to use it as a tool to communicate with the students in and outside of the classroom. I think that was extremely powerful. Thank you so much for watching my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day.